Konnichiwa everybody, welcome back to yet another pickups video. As I said in the previous episode, I'm so behind with these. I really need to get a few of these filmed, get it out of the way. So I'm sorry if you're sick of pickups. I just need to get stuff organised and put away really. You know, it's just got out of hand the last few months. So here we are anyway. We've got another mixed bag today. We've got Wii. Yeah, I know, Wii. Yeah, only the top stuff here. It's decent Wii, I must say. It's not shite. I try not to. I don't buy shite, or not what I consider shite anyway. We've also got PS1, PS2, SATURN, and we've got Atari Jaguar. Been quite some time since I picked up one of them. I don't think I've bought one of them since I've been on YouTube actually. So yeah, that's a rarity. We'll leave that one till last because it's good. But to start with anyway, after my video, I think it was last week or the week before, about my gaming journey anyway, which a bit of concerned the Amiga, and after the, in the comments and afterwards, Clint from Retro Rewind messaged me asking me if I was interested in a couple of Amiga items he'd got, having watched my video, because he was thinking about chucking them away, I think, or getting rid of them at least anyway. So I said absolutely, certainly be interested in them. I hadn't got them. Obviously, if you're watching me, you're probably aware of Clint's channel, but if you're not, check out Retro Rewind. He's got such an amazing Master System collection, and he does regular videos on his Master System collection and games. Obviously does the challenge like lots of us every week, and he does little reviews as well. So I'll put a link in the description to Retro Rewind if you want to check out Clint's channel, and drop him a sub if you're not already done so. But anyway, he offered me two Amiga games, which I was absolutely chuffed with, and we've got Fantastic Dizzy and Micro Machines, obviously both big box versions. Micro Machines is very slightly faded, and the one corner is split, but nothing disastrous, and the Dizzy is really nice. As I said in that video, absolutely love Dizzy, so this was brilliant to get this. I chuffed with that, Clint, mate. Thanks so much. He didn't want any money for them. I sent him a bit of postage, and that came really quick, brilliantly packaged, so cheers, mate. Real nice of you. Absolutely chuffed with them. And he'd only bought these originally for the posters for his Master System collection. So they are missing the poster, and this one hadn't got the game in, but fortunately I've only got about 2 or 3 Amiga disc onlys, but fortunately this was one of them, one of the chances. So obviously I've put it inside the case, and I've still got the baggies and the manual, obviously. So absolutely chuffed with that, mate. Thanks very much again, you're a pal. And yeah, the same with the Dizzy, still got the baggie and the disc and the manual. So yeah, absolutely very rare I get an Amiga pickup these days. I know some people hate Dizzy, naming no names, Dave, but yeah, chuffed with that. Right, on to the pickups. What have we got? We'll start with the Wii, I think. If you want to fast forward, obviously, if you're not bothered about Wii, but it's decent, so you might be interested. this one, I've been after this for ages and ages, and it's not that common. You rarely see it, and it's usually around the £20 mark, which is quite pricey for a Wii game. You just never see, well, I'd never see it anyway. And then I chanced on this on eBay, and it's the American version, but that's no problem to me because I've got an American Wii. And I've picked up Bomberman Land. Now, who doesn't like Bomberman? They're nearly all good. Some of the adventure ones ain't so good in my book, but this has obviously got that kind of mode on it, but you can play it classic battle mode. You'll see in the footage. But they're nice 3D graphics, but they haven't spoilt the gameplay. It plays very similar to the SNES and Mega Drive and PC Engine and all you know, all the classic versions. It's just like a 3D graphical style, but plays like the original 2D games. So yeah, I'm chuffed to get that. Definitely, you know, if you like Bomberman, you've got a Wii, you might want to get that. I can only see that going up, to be honest, like a lot of Wii games. But that's 20 quid already, like I say. So if you do see it cheap, I'd definitely buy it. Next up, we've got, now these two, I've got, where did I get these from? It's been that long now, so I can't remember. I think I got these from my local CEX. Well, the one was from one, and the one was from another, I think. After I'd bought PS4 versions, I decided to check out the back catalogue on this series, and I picked up these two Guilty Gear games. That's Guilty Gear Core, and that's Guilty Gear XX Ancient Core. Quite similar. I'll put some footage up. That one first. Now, I've had this before, and I remembered it being motion controls, which is why I sold it in the first place. And it's not great for that reason, but I think if you plug in the classic controller, you can play it normally, which I haven't tried yet. So I'm hoping that's the case, because you can see on the back there, you can use the classic controller. So I'm hoping that's the case. I did try that on this, and this will be the second one you see in the footage. I did try the classic controller with this, and it does play more normally. So, you know, if you like Guilty Gear games, this one's cheap in CX. I think it's £3. So you can't go wrong, really. This one's a bit more expensive. I think it's about 8, maybe. It's about the same as eBay. This one's, it's probably cheap because I don't know, unless you can't use the classic controller, I don't know. But anyway, they're both fairly cheap, and if you like Guilty Gear games, and I'm finding that they're amazing just lately, so that's why I picked them two up. Right, next one. Now again, I only picked this up because it was in my local CEX. It's not my kind of game, and I only picked it up because it's a special edition box, and that's the Conduit. Now I know this is quite well received. It's like a 3D shooter, you know, like first person. And I've had a quick go, and it does seem good, to be fair. It's just not my cup of tea. But I bought it solely for the nice box it came in, and it was in really nice condition in my local CX, like I say. And I think it was £2 or £3, so it was a no-brainer. If I can get it out, you've got the nice cardboard sleeve. You've got the game, obviously, and then you've also got a little, we'll call it a booklet, but it's quite nice. It's only thin, but it's quite a nice little book. So I thought it's a bit of a no-brainer. I can't leave it there for £3, even though I'm not going to play it. But you never know. It might be worth 20 or 30 quid in the future. Who knows? But yeah, I couldn't leave it there for that money. I know there's a sequel to that, isn't there? It's I don't remember ever seeing it, but I know there is one. Then the last Wii game we've got, I didn't know this existed, and I've been kind of chasing a few light gun games lately. which is how I come to find this. And like I say, I didn't know it existed, and I've picked up Western Heroes. Now, I mean, who doesn't like a light gun game? I love them personally, and I've always had quite a few, but I just set about recently trying to pick up ones, you know, perhaps more obscure, or ones that I haven't had before, which is where this came in. Obviously the Wii is great for light gun games, but this is like set in, clue in the title, it's set in like the old West cowboy times. Bloody brilliant this is, I've got to say. And at the time of when I bought it, you could buy this £5 on eBay. Comes from France, which is where I had it from. So it is it's not like it is PAL, but obviously it's I think it's Italian on the back, to be honest. But it came from France anyway, and it was £5, like I say, shipped from France. Can't go wrong. And they've got multiple copies, I believe. It was listed as new. I don't personally think it was new, but it's in really good condition. So it's got the manual. Obviously, it's in Italian and it's in 3 languages. None of which are English. But absolutely brilliant. Looks great. Plays great. It's quite easy. You'll probably, you know, go through it in an hour. But bloody good game. The only thing that happened to me, I don't know if there's a bug in the game or it's faulty, I don't know, but I got to the last level, just about to complete it, and it crashed. Just the screen froze with a loud buzzing noise. No matter what I did, I couldn't reset it. I took the disc out, it was still doing it. I had to pull the plug out on the Wii eventually to rectify the problem and plug it back in. So I haven't googled yet if there's a bug in this, and that's, you know, like that on every game, I don't know, or it was just some freak occurrence, I don't know. But honestly, that is a cracking light gun game if you haven't got it. Like I say, I wasn't even aware of it. That's Western Heroes. You can get, which is much more expensive, like a box set with a gun. I just bought the standalone game. Right. We're on to the sexier stuff now. So, if you tuned out on the Wii, maybe this you'll find more exciting. We'll start with the PS1. Similar subject to the last one. It's still a light gun game, and this one, who made me aware of it? I'll tell you who made me aware of this. It was Russ, the mighty Retro Bear, on PlayStation Month. He played this, and I'd never seen it before, and I thought, right, I've got to get that at some point. A few weeks went by, I finally bought it, and it's Gunfighter, the legend of Jesse James. Never played or saw this back in the day. I still haven't tried this yet. I will have done by the time I put this video out, and I'll put some footage up. But it looked great when Russ played it. So thanks for playing that, mate. I love the look of it. I don't know, I really like the Wild West. It seems the perfect setting for a light gun game, really, the Wild West. So if you like Time Crisis, maybe that one's for you. That's Gunfighter. And it's quite reasonably priced. It's around a tenner, I think. Then I'll tell you what we'll do next, because it's the same thing. There's a sequel on the PS2, so I had to get that as well. Now this is just a PAL version, unfortunately, but I managed to drop on this in my local CEX, because I think it's around a tenner on eBay, and CEX only sell it for £3. But there aren't many that stores have got it, and I just happened to drop looking. It was in my local. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the best of condition. However, I've swapped the box, and it's cleaned up quite well, and the disc is actually in decent shape. It's got the manual, which is also in decent shape. The only thing left in poor condition there is the sleeve. It's a bit water damaged, but it'll do as a placeholder. This is a bloody fantastic game. Much like Time Crisis, again, obviously set in the old West. The Revenge of Jesse James. This one. Personally, I'd say it's worth the tenner it goes for on eBay. But if it's in your local CEX for £3, it's a no-brainer. Honestly, what a cracking game this is. I'm banging into my light gun games at the moment, and this is a good one, in my opinion. I'm hoping that first one is somewhere, similar. It's not going to be graphically as nice, obviously, but I'm hoping it's going to be good. Then this next one, I forgot where I bought this from. I think this was a local CEX. And again, I'd never heard of this. And I'm sure it was cheap. It was £1 or £2. So I thought I've got to try it for that kind of price. Because it was an Atlas game. I thought, surely it's got to be good. And Road Rage 3. Now I had a Google when I got home, because I'd never heard of this. I couldn't find any reference to a Road Rage 1 or 2, so if you know anything, if there's a Road Rage 1 or 2, please let me know, because I couldn't find anything about it. Surely there must be, as this is called Road Rage 3, I don't know, but anyway, it appeared to be like a Japanese street racing game, much like Initial D or Tokyo Highway Challenge, that kind of thing. So I've put it on, and it looks really nice. Plays, it controls well, but it's so slow. I couldn't believe it. I thought, to start with, I thought I must be doing something wrong here. I changed the car, and it was still mega slow. And then I tried the best car I could find in the game, which was like max on everything, more or less, and it was still slow. So it must be how the game is. It's such a shame, because it looks and plays nicely, but God, it's so slow. It's honestly, it's terrible. You could walk faster. Anybody ever played that before? Oh, please let me know about if there's a first one or a second one, because I'd like to know. But I thought Atlas, surely it must be good, but you kind of need speed on a racing game, don't you? Right, Saturn. I've got a few Saturn, but I'm just mixing them up so it's not all Saturn or all one thing, just these are a couple of the ones I've got for the next couple of episodes I need to film. I've got better ones to come, to be fair. But anyway, Tetris Plus. I'm sure you can get this, pal. I'm positive, 99% positive. Obviously it's Tetris, but I do rather like this version, because there's a mode where you've got this professor dude. Where is he? Yeah, there, that dude there. If you've not played this version, rather than your standard Tetris, you can play a mode where there's some blocks already on the screen, and you've got to clear the box before the screen fills up and allow this professor dude to escape at the bottom of the screen. And I just find it really fun. It's a really good game. It's great to have a quick blast on for 20 minutes, half hour, and it's just a bit different to the regular Tetris. I've no idea how much it goes for, pal. It's not that common, Japanese, from what I've found. I just happened to drop this one for a decent price. I think it was around 15 quid maybe, I can't remember. But it's really good. I'll put that mode up in the footage where you can see the I forget what it's called. It's not called Professor Mode, but we'll call it Professor Mode, and you can have a look. It's really good, honestly. Then this next one, I've never heard of this, and I just found this on eBay by pure chance, and I had to Google what it was, because there were no clues on the cover, or what the name or anything. I hadn't got a clue. It's called Taimor, or Taimor, Taimor, whatever. Anyway, it's, I don't know if you remember, but when we were kids, there used to be like a toy, like a board game thing you could buy, where it was like a square box and you could manoeuvre the floor to get the ball bearing from one side to the other. That's basically what this is. You've got a sort of a gameplay area where there are obstacles within that area, and you've got a ball and you've got to get it from the start to the finish by moving the floor up and down, sort of left and right. Really quite good. Don't know anything about the game, like I say. I would be almost certain this is a Japanese exclusive. Made by Taimor Interactive apparently, or published by them. But there didn't seem many for sale on eBay at all, to be honest. And I got this quite cheap. I think it was around a tenner, maybe. So I thought it's got to be worth a gamble for a tenner when it was a rare game. And it is really, really good. It really surprised me. I thought I'll just put this on for 10 minutes, and like an hour later I was still playing it. Really cracking game. If you like that puzzly type game, honestly, that is another cracker. It really surprised me. Taimor. Right, 3 to go. And PS1. We're back to PS1, but it's Japanese now. Now this is connected to the light gun kind of journey I've been on recently, and I've bought Biohazard Gun Survivor. I've never had this when it came out, and I'd heard things that although it was a light gun game, the controls are a bit weird, which they kind of are. You move with the controller and then fire with the gun. You can play it solely with the controller, which, to be honest, I don't think the gun adds that much to it because of the complicated nature of using both. So I ended up playing it with the controller, to be honest. But you can use the gun con if you want to. I'm going to try the gun again. It's kind of a weird hybrid between Resident Evil and a light gun game. I wasn't sure when I first put it on, but actually the more I played it, the more I thought this is quite good actually. And this is in beautiful condition. And this is I had this from retrogames.co.uk. Cracking website that is. And there's some stuff on, loads of stuff on there, and some of it's really good prices. This was a really good price actually. It was cheaper than it was selling for on eBay, and like I say, the condition was excellent. Obviously, he's got his own YouTube channel, which he's having a bit of a holiday at the moment. Jason at Retro Games, but it's a cracking channel. Honestly, if you haven't watched him or you're not subbed to him, go check him out. He's so entertaining. He's got a massive array on his website, so yeah, I was chuffed to get that. It's just retrogames.co.uk if you want to have a look, and it's a good service, well packaged, comes quickly, can't fault it really. So that's Gun Survivor. So of course, obviously, there are sequels on the PS2, so I had to pick up Gun Survivor 2 for the PS2, obviously Japanese again. The clue's in the name, Biohazard. It is complete. Unfortunately, the manual's a bit water damaged, but you can't read it anyway, obviously. But it's a shame, but nevertheless, it plays really good. This one does. I think this does play a bit better than the first one. It's less clunky than the first one. I think they've obviously improved it a bit. I did play this one with the gun. Well, I've played this both ways actually. I tried it with the controller first and then with the gun, and it plays equally well on either really. But I did find the gun possibly a bit better on this. It is strange how you control it. You know, you use the cross pad on the back of the gun to move, and then you turn via the A and B on either side of the gun con too, and then fire with the trigger obviously. It's a bit weird to start with, but it does work quite well. And this one, it's a bit more, the first one's more like a Resident Evil game, I'd say, and this one, there's more of a get from A to B aspect to this. I preferred that part of this to me, rather than the less linear style of that one perhaps. But really good. Well chuffed with it. I now need to get parts 3 and 4, which are more awkward to get unfortunately. But the third one's Dino Crisis, and then the fourth one's back to Biohazard. But that's Gun Survivor 2. Right, the last game, a Jaguar game. Very few Jaguar games I want now. I did toy with the full set, but now I'm never doing that again. There's probably only 2 or 3 Jag games I want. This is one I've never bothered with in the past because I wasn't into this style of game. However, recently I've got mad keen into it, so that might have given it away. Raiden, or Raiden, whatever floats your boat. I'll say Raiden. They're very little cheap on the Jag, to be honest, and this ain't one of them. It was a launch game. I remember playing this at launch and thinking, well, that looks a bit shit, because it was just a 2D shooter, you know, when everything had gone 3D, and probably most people thought that at the time. However, since I've been mad keen on shooters, and I bought Raiden for the PS1, I thought, I wouldn't mind trying the Jag version. Hence why I bought this. I don't know if I'll be able to put footage up for this because my Jag is hooked up to the CRT. I'll try if I can. Bloody fantastic this is. What a game. Absolutely love it. Plays really well. I mean, it's probably in my top 3 Jag games now, to be honest. Absolutely brilliant. It's normally around 70 to 100 quid if you want to buy a boxed one, and the cart's usually around 50. But I noticed CEX had got one in stock, and they sell it for 38 quid. So I took a chance. If I'd have been really lucky, it'd have come in a box, you know, in poor condition, and then they'd have classed it as unboxed, and I'd have had a box one for 38 quid. But you know, that didn't happen. So I've put it in my own case, which most of my Jag games are in these, to be honest. But the cart was in nice condition, it works, cart label was good, you know, all hunky-dory, absolutely chuffed with it. Belting game, fantastic, over the moon with that one. So that's why I left it till last. That's a star pick-up of this bunch in my opinion. Any thoughts on Raiden? Or indeed the Jag version, or any. I'm only really looking for Missile Command for the Jag now. But let me know any. I'm talking about. I don't buy like the modern sort of homebrew Jag games. I'm talking about the original Jag games. So, but let me know any thoughts on Jag. I mean, not many people talk about the Jag. It's derided a lot, but you know, decent system in my opinion. But let me know any thoughts on any of that lot. Be great to hear from you. I'm sorry it's another pickups video, and there will be at least another 2 to come. I've got to get through this backlog, unfortunately. So I'm sorry. It's all pickups at the moment, but I just need to clear the decks. You know, it's been so hot and crazy, and you know, I've got way behind with this. I just need to get myself sorted out. So. Fair enough if you don't want to watch it, you know, if you're sick of them, fair enough, but there'll be more to come anyway. But thanks for watching anyway, and hope to see you soon. Sayonara.